and welcome back to Dummies Breakdown, where I attempt to break down the last Broncos game in however long it takes me, is what I found out. And you may or may not come away with any helpful information. So this video is coming out about a week after the last preseason game because there's been a lot happening in Broncos country, such as the release of the 53-man roster and Russell Wilson's contract extension. We have him for 7 more years. But can't forget about this last preseason game like I did. So here are the key takeaways. 1, we had a few touchdowns this game. 1 from a pass from Brett Rypien, our now backup quarterback, to my boy, Montrell Washington. The other was a forced fumble by McTelvin Agim, and then Baron Browning comes up, scoops up the ball, says, "This one's mine," and runs it in for a touchdown. Man, the drama was at an all-time high. Let's not forget that Brandon McManus also had his typical few field goals, a 50-yarder, a 40-yarder, and 31-yarder to really cap out this game. But I'm happy to say that these games aren't just BMAC scoring field goals. We've really come a long way in Broncos country, just trying to peel back all those layers of traumatic games from the past 7 years. 2, Denver's rushing game finally had a breakthrough after what was not looking too hot those first 2 preseason games. For reference, the game versus the Cowboys, we had a total of 39 rushing yards, and versus the Bills, we had a total of 32 rushing yards. So from those 2 games, we had about 70 rushing yards. We doubled that in one game with a total of 148 rushing yards. Mike Boone had a great game with a total of 44 rushing yards, and Devine Azigbo, hope I'm saying that right, actually led the game with carries and rushing yards with a total of 55 yards. Azigbo did sign on to the practice squad earlier this week, but we have Mike Boone as running back 3 to lock up our Javonte Williams, Melvin Gordon, and Mike Boone RB crew, and we're gonna take this league by storm, baby. 3, KJ Hamler played for the first time in 11 months. It was a very emotional return since he got injured week 3 of the 2021 season with a torn ACL and a dislocated hip. Ouch. But he did finish out this game with 18 yards and 5 targets. There was a moment where he got this massive blow by this linebacker, and you could sort of hear the crowd just all collectively take a breath like, oh God, please not Hamler. But he just hopped right back up and was good to go. And that play was later called for unnecessary roughness. So yes, it was a massive hit, which does bring up the question, should starters have gotten reps this preseason? It is quite polarizing, that question. And I'm sure Nathaniel Hackett really has it ingrained in his memory when his dad was coaching for the Jets and the quarterback then, Chad Pennington, dislocated and fractured his wrist during a preseason game. Say goodbye to your quarterback. So, is looking out for the health of your starters key, or is getting them reps key? And you know what I always say, I have no idea. That is all I have for your Dummies Breakdown. All eyes on the prize, that Seahawks v Broncos game. And finally, Broncos country, let's ride. Let's ride. Broncos country, let's ride. God, he does it so smooth. You think it's cheesy until you try it, and I could never get anyone else saying that. Hey, let's ride.